Hi-oh, beefer! Away!
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Critscast for the Lockdown Throwdown Tournament 2, hosted by Phoenix Red and powered by Critscast and the Manco Store. My name is Lucky, and I'm joined by Wiethoofd on production and ondkaja on the camera. And I'm also joined by the legendary mastermind himself, Eemes, as my co-cast. How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty good. Looking forward to what should be a pretty good game here. We got two strong teams. Obviously, Ascent, famously one of the all-time top teams in EU that we've had.
Also, what you can get up to as well is you can head over to our merch store as well at Critscast, and we will thank you very much for buying our merch and keeping us going. Because, you know, production is hard when you don't have salary. So, if you've only just joined us, welcome to the Lockdown Throwdown Tournament. Day number 1, we're in the invite groups. This is the Ascent versus 6, invite round 4. We're going live, Eemes. So, quick predictions from you on who's going to claim this victory.
Honestly, I think the underdogs are going to take again their high off their victory against Nerd Rage, and I think it's going to be a 3-1, no, a 3-2 for 6.
Oh, that's a very bold statement you're making there, sir. I'm going to go with the fact that I think Ascent are going to win this, but I think it's going to be a 3-1 victory to Ascent as we are heading into our first mid. Everett's going to be taking that top right-hand side and is just going to be chilling out. He's just going to be spamming a few rockets. Both teams not wanting to do anything here. Pappy deciding to eventually take that high ground. No stickies to deny him there. Everett's now bombing up on half HP. Sandblast is getting focused on the left-hand side as they pick him out of the list of players that they could have gone on. We've got Everett's going in for a counter bomb on top of Seeds. As the other soldier goes in, they do actually kill Seeds. Bobby has actually, as I say that, he goes down as Pappy finds him in the back line. Gazzy and Opti still surviving, however, but they are split up from one another. Domo and Captain just trying to get some health packs in lower, but it looks like the cleanup is coming. As Domo actually pipes down Opti, and we're in this 1v1 situation, Gazzy versus Domo. And Domo is just going to be chilling out in lower on the wrong side of the pond, unfortunately.
Yeah, very interesting, very scrappy mid there, to be honest. As Domo does try to make his way back out through kitchen. Gazzy, I think, should know he's there, but Gazzy's going to opt to go behind, go for some kind of play here. He's not spotted, so he could maybe go into Seeds, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be basically a second mid fight right now. As Ascent with a slightly better spawn is going to be taking over mid, but Gaz is behind, so it's time for Gaz to make some kind of play, but Sandblast has already gone down, so this is going to be pretty difficult for them. No scouts, in fact, to defend 2 for 6. They're just going to back up here and hope that Gazzy can make some kind of play happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you've got to bank on right now, but Ascent know it. They're just going to hold the W key, get in as fast as possible, get their medic in a survivable position so Gazzy cannot find that flank onto Seeds. And they're going to be taking it up at this point. Now, they've managed to accumulate 20% advantage. That is what we like to call Seeds building, as Gazzy does go down on the back line, but that has meant 2 players have had to go back. So any forward momentum is going to be absolutely annihilated coming in towards this last point. Nasboy's just going to be sticking that top right area. Has got stickies on the barrel, he takes down 2! Classy and Seeds getting absolutely annihilated. And Seeds going down for the second time this game already.
Yeah, this is basic stuff from Classy and Seeds there. The barrel trap, very, very standard. I mean, probably Nasboy, he got it up a little bit earlier than expected. Generally, if the demo's on right side, he doesn't have a trap on left, but just nice little read by Nasboy there, and kind of a very rookie mistake from Seeds there. This is really not what you expect from him. Generally it's, you know, it's 1 or 2 deaths a game, and he's exactly as he said, 1 or 2 in the first 2.5 minutes, Lucky.
Yeah, there's insane numbers coming out of Seeds there as we do see Captain bombing towards the kitchen area, trying to find the medic, but a nice little rotation back out from Bobby, back on towards the point. It means he doesn't have to use this Uber. Everett and Captain did trade their lives out, but that's only going to be in the favour of the side of 6 as they still have their 100% Uber to play with. They're going to be moving into this lower area. Nasboy's just going to be bombing forwards, getting all that space for his team. He's not being healed currently, but Pappy's just going to jump away, and he doesn't, you know, he's just going to get back towards last so he can save his own life. As he actually did get picked up there by Sandblast in lower. So now, even Ubers for both sides, and it's going to be a bit of a stalemate, looks like.
Well, maybe, but there is a pick right now for 6. They could try and make something happen off this. Everett is going to skip through. He's going to get absolutely tanked in the shot. They're going to get absolutely with fast Opti in fact, but they're going to be pushing through right side. Loads of space taken by the scouts. They're going to be finally bullied out there. But just going back to that second point, it was a very, very untimely death from Domo in the enemy's saw, or rather his saw. And another one there again. I don't know. I mean, Domo and Seeds, in fact, both playing very, very loose at the moment, and that's really not what you like to see from your combo, having a lot of unnecessary deaths.
Yeah, that is very concerning. Sandblast going to be moving in, just spotting out what they've got, and he will notice that there is no Putin, so Everex is free to have all that. Oh, he gets airshot by Pappy there into the floor, and that bomb was totally denied. Good opportunity, though, for Everex to get in.
As Tiger does come in through Jordan and get the force onto Bobby, so it's going to be a... They will kill Tiger with the Uber, but almost certainly not going to get the force here. That's pretty nicely played by Tiger. So now it's yeah, it's time for a little push up by Ascent.
Let's see what they can do here. They're going to be moving in towards the lobby area now. Just going to be making sure there are no more pesky traps for them. Classy does check that trap above the door. Octi's actually in lower, taking a 1v1 versus Pappy, but Captain there comes in to help out and just scare him a bit. Classy does die to the trap that was on the door, and that should mean that the aggression that's coming out from the side of Ascent now is just going to dwindle away. Even though they've got the super advantage to play with, they are opting to come out on the bridge. Pappy's going to be bombing in towards the grass area, trying to get that pick on towards Everix, but Everix with a nice jump away actually into lower, and does survive this, and it looks like they managed to get out onto second rather clean without having to use this uber charge, but Bobby coming at 75% now, and Nasboy wants in.
Yeah, this was very confidently played there by Ascent to walk out. They did take quite a lot of damage, they lost the pick, but they did get it traded out on Opti, so they, even though there was definitely a chance they could have forced there with some good damage by Nasboy, but they knew that couldn't really put on too much pressure with Opti already dead, so and Pappy hitting a nice rocket on Everix there to scare him away. So a nice confident push out from Ascent, even though they did lose a player, so that's well played by them.
Yeah, looks like they are just going to be posturing on towards grass now, looking like that they just want to cause a bit of a distraction play, maybe sack someone in through the window, but Domo intelligently has stickied up that window, so if anyone tries to jump through it, if he's got fast enough reaction times, he will just det him, and that sack will be actually annihilated. So we're going to see what they want to do here on the side of 6, and how that they're going to break this. What would you suggest?
Well, generally there's two options, there's Saw or there's Choke. So Choke is more of a, well, I mean, it's kind of the same play in both situations basically. You're trying to take a bit of space with your flank, with your combo rather, for your flank, and then someone somewhere, maybe your scout going underpass, maybe your soldier bombing from window or from Saw goes deep and gets onto the medic, and that's generally what you're looking for.
It just cleared the stickies on the window as well, and it's going to be hard for Domo to try and replace those for the time being. He is actually watching a really strangely placed trap as he now replaces his window trap, but it's a pretty clumsy one, so I don't think it's actually going to pick anyone if they were to jump through that window. Looks like they are just looking for the holes in the Ascent defense, but getting on top of seats is rather difficult with Tiger standing on that wood and a Captain just holding up that high ground as he jumps down to try and find a pick and Saw onto Everix, doesn't quite find it.
And so we do see the classic meta here of both soldiers holding Saw. In fact, Opti or Everix is going to get in. A lot of space to get the frag on the Pappy. Some nice rockets there. Now it's the only Captain to hold this. Domo is rotated. In fact, he will pick up Nasboy, but Opti's in from Choke. We will get chased away by Tiger, and in fact, what could have been a nice play there with a nice early pick by Everix has gone pretty badly for them with that crucial trap kill from Domo.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be heading in towards mid now. It looks like they're going to take an uber trade really close as Bobby is posturing forwards rather aggressively. No demo man to back him up, so no real splash damage they're going to have as Captain bombs in to get the force. And Siege is just out of there. Captain did, in fact, go down for his troubles, but they're going to be retreating on this mid to get back and set up for some kind of force as they head into mid.
Yep, wise play there from Sandblast, not to go for a play. There wasn't really any way of getting that Uber in to force them, which was pretty cleanly played. Tiger taking the space, and then Captain just coming in from Catwalk and getting the force pretty cleanly. So now it's a decent advantage for Ascent. Let's see where they take this. It's looking like it's going to be Catwalk. Yeah,
they're going to be moving in. The stickies are being cleared as Pappy just eats the trap. Goes down to like 1 HP, does receive an arrow from Seeds to survive. And it means that Everix is just going to be in the skybox, getting scattergun down by the 2 scouts on the Ascent side, and they're not going to find too much here. I don't spot any traps currently on the points, as Seeds is safe to come in, but they are just moving this forwards. They're going to roll it in towards second. Everix isn't going to, I think it's going to be close whether he catches this forward spawn or not. But it looks like he is going to get denied, so this is going to open up a little bit of space now for Ascent to make their way in towards second as Pappy is now taking it for his team. It's going to be Captain moving forwards as well, but he does go down pretty much immediately, and Uber is now up for Bobby as well, so they're going to call off this push.
Yeah, so a pretty clean mid take there from Ascent. I think, Everix kind of hung out to dry there by his team. He was bombing alone pretty much into the whole combo. If maybe Opti could have been spamming the combo harder, or Nasboy, then that could have been pretty good. As Gazzy will take out Pappy, actually making a pretty nice push in through try kicks. Will kill Domo and
Seeds dropping Uber there to Sandblast. He finds 2, finds the demo man and the medic. Classy, the lone survivor on the point. He runs to kitchen and dies, and that's going to be a wipe from Ascent. Seeds there, dropping the ball.
Dropping the Uber and the ball, and his whole team pretty much. That's, yeah, holy, that was crazy. I mean, honestly, I took my eye off the ball for a second, and suddenly, basically off nothing, yeah, 6 making a pretty crazy push all the way through Choke, just going balls to the wall. They had 1 pick, they had some space, and they just said, oh, yeah, let's just go, and they did it, and it was very impressive. As Ascent looking to contest here, but they are down a player at the start of this fight, so it's going to be difficult for them.
And they have this point captured currently, so they are going to get the forward spawners whenever a player dies, and they're just sending players in. Looks like they're just sacking their whole team for it for some reason, as they are now going to catch a couple forward spawners as they stack this point to try and deny as many as they can, and they will deny all of them, in fact. Elongated spawns as Everex and Nasboy's spawn timers came in at the exact point the point was captured out. So it is meaning that they're able to get on towards mid now, and it looks like Bobby and Sandblast are going to go for some kind of Uber trade on the point here. It's just the two of them, and Captain actually getting cleaned up there, but they are so far forwards now that they might get cleaned up by an Uber charge coming out of Seeds. But Classy cleans up Sandblast, and they are just going to claim this mid without having to use an Uber, and Tiger is actually super deep in behind, causing distractions.
Yeah, this is kind of ballsy play by Sandblast, that's what I'll call it, but really it was a stupid play. It was, I mean, he didn't have a demo or soldier to try and chase, and Seeds in any case was like only 15% away from Uber, so he tried to go in and wipe them, but he could only really kill one person. He's only a scout, and you know, medics can run away at scout speed at the moment in this game, so there was absolutely nothing doing there. You know, they kind of, it was a really good opportunity for 6, but they just kind of got greedy on second and then also greedy on mid, and now they'll go back on their last with Classy taking the Uber in here aggressively onto point.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying to stick you off this left-hand side door, but Gazzy up on the Pyro, and they've got Sandblast up on the Poot. They've got two heavy classes now. One does get taken down. The heavy does get weak, and they're trying to get some cap time down as they just run towards it. Bobby catches the super charge finally, as this heavy is just going to be revved up and spinning on the point, but once the super fades, you can't help but feel the collapse is coming in. Sandblast walks off the point. Bobby's left to defend it on his own. One spawner comes in, but it's not in time. That's going to be 1-0 to Ascent.
Yeah, a clean push of that 30% advantage. They're taking it very, very fast through underpass, all the way into them, getting a pick on Everex early, then getting a couple more picks towards the doors. I mean, really, no one needs to die there from 6. They just weren't really properly set up for it. So really nice capitalization off that fairly small advantage, but Ascent really making it work there with a quick transition.
Ascent now with the 1-0, going to be feeling good coming into this next mid-fight. Nasboy and Doma once again just going to be trading out their stickies, as we do have both teams playing roll passive, apart from Tiger, who's decided he wants to fight an entire team on his own. We're now seeing the high ground take an Opti bomb in towards Sword, does he a ton of damage, and they do move back for him, but they're all stuffed into a corner here. Seeds is in a bit of trouble, as he's just getting sticky spam down by Nasboy. Pipe's now flying in, but he doesn't find the last bit of damage he needs to clean up Seeds, as the bomb comes in from Captain onto Bobby, and Bobby gets taken down pretty much immediately, and there's only one survivor now, and that's Nasboy, who's running back and does get cleaned up by Tiger, who runs forward to find that frag.
Yeah, so we see, I mean, the problem with this mid, obviously 6 have some pretty good aggression, but they didn't really all go over together. Nasboy did some early damage, but he wasn't really able to follow up, didn't have enough ammo and health to actually get over the point. So even though Seeds and Domo both took a lot of damage towards their saw, the soldier bombs just weren't quite enough. They were dealt with fairly well by the scouts. The rest of them couldn't push over, so the solis with 6 kind of just got baited, and their aggression really went to waste. So almost a pretty good mid by 6, but not quite there.
So now we have a situation where Ascent are moving into the Snakewater lobby area with 100% advantage, and they are going to pop it through the left-hand side pretty much immediately. There is a sentry gun to deny their Uber, however, but it does get taken down immediately. The left-hand side spawn door does get stickied off, which means no one's going to come through that door, as looks like they've managed to hold off well. 6 are actually loads of caps right down. Gazzy flying in towards the points, the heavy, as the medic gets chucked in the air. Bobby going down there to Pappy. A nice group from him manages to take down the medic, which is what they need. He's about to find his Uber, and Seeds managed to escape with his life.
Yeah, this was a crucial kill from Pappy late in the fight there. It was pretty much lost from Ascent. They didn't really get anything with the Uber. They had well, you would have liked to have seen this on the stream. It was Gazzy jumping on some stickies as heavy and just surfing into the air, into Domo's face. So they were winning the fight pretty hard, but Pappy coming in late from drop down and getting onto Bobby, as he will also, Captain will come in here and kill Nasboy as they try and push out the second, and now it's 70% advantage for Ascent and the demo down, so this is almost certainly a round for Ascent right now.
Yeah, they are moving very confidently. They haven't actually got their Uber yet, and Nasboy is spawning in 3 seconds, so they need to be getting in here. And they do now have their Uber. They pop it out pretty much immediately. They could have potentially actually milked that Uber, but not going to risk it against any potential snipers that they could have. And looks like they are trying the same thing again, getting a little bit of cap time, trying to force them towards the point. Sandblast up on the 450 HP Poot, and he isn't going to get focused by the side of Ascent, but they can't quite find the damage. The bomb comes in for Everex, and it's a nice defense here from the side of 6, who are managing to blast all the players back. But oh my lord, Classy, calm down, sir. He's still alive. He's fighting on that. What? Somebody kill him. Okay, thank you very much.
Are we back yet on the stream?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so luckily everyone got to saw that little bit of horseplay there from Classy. was never going to get killed in that situation, but does show off his dukes pretty well as Everex is trying to take it in. This is a very scuffed Uber, I must say. It's only Nasboy here trying to kill Tiger on his own. Tiger is a scout class and he will make it out. Pappy is now onto Nasboy. This is the worst Uber I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, Nasboy would just about survive, but essentially they got a little bit over eager there. No scouts with them, and so it was a very easy force for Ascent, and now what should have been a very easy push out from 6 if they would just take it a little bit slower is now going to be kind of difficult because they have 60% disadvantage and Ascent are already making their way through choke.
Tiger is a flank scout savant. He just goes wherever he wants and finds kills all the time. He's actually in on second, all on his own, gets super low, survives, is going to receive an arrow from his medic now to get healed up, and then just go directly back in. Opti on the low ground now is just going to get cleaned up by both scouts. He's got 2 staring down at him. They try and make bombs in towards the medic of Seeds, and he does eventually use out this Uber as he was afraid of dropping a few players there. And Sandblast manages to get all the way deep in behind as Domo is for some reason trying to kill him, even though Sandblast has managed to jump his way back into Sort as they finish out this second capture. Sandblast is actually going to be retreating back through Cheese and is going to escape.
Yeah, that's interesting. There was a great opportunity there for Ascent to try and go in. It was only Nasboy defending his meta on last, but they just opted away from that decision, and they're chilling on second now. So 30% for Ascent, and it's going to be, this should be a clean push out for 6, but there's potential for a lot of different things to go wrong here.
Yeah, I mean, Tiger is always going to be a sort of threat as it looks like he's going to be flooding in behind or trying to find the flank. But Gazzy's there on bridge to make sure nothing happens there. Captain gets taken down. Pappy also going down, so no more soldier sacks available on the side of Ascent, and the rest of the team are just going to be retreating back in towards mid. So the back cap threat has been neutralized entirely by all 4 moving back as a coordinated unit. Seeds with 90% Uber, however, is going to be making his way in towards second. Tiger is now going to be calling that the space is there for them to come in, and it looks like there's no pressure whatsoever coming out from the side of 6 as Sandblast and Everex are on respawners.
Yes, indeed. I mean, they tried to pressure into mid with the 64, even though they had massive Uber disad, but they're both dying to the same domo trap, so absolutely nothing doing there for 6. And what could have been a force for them on mid is now they're pushed all the way back to their last. In fact, for Center, quick about this, they're going to take this Uber in through left side. Look, Classy has died early in the door, but Bobby is probably caught here. Unless he can hit crazy stuff, no, Bobby is going to go down. So Ascent can just sit on the left side and just wait. Oh, Seed's just about going to get out. So this is a big, extremely scrappy push right now. Seeds is going to live. Coming back in, is getting some good frags, but I feel like the sentry is still alive. So this is chaos, Lucky.
Yes, absolute chaos. Gazzy on the low ground now, and Seeds is just going to be running with Captain towards the point. Seeds hitting a nice little arrow there on towards Bobby, actually. Bobby on the Pyro class, saving it for his team. I didn't realise it was Bobby. The medic class makes it happen.
Yeah, I thought it was Gazzy there as well. That's huge by Bobby, actually, because that was basically the round, and Captain he hadn't seen the sentry, but then he just about got in cover behind the point, so he would have lived. Had only the NG to kill, and he had Seeds with him. So really huge clutch there by Bobby, actually. So really well played by him.
Yeah, that was great. That was super well done by him, understanding that he had to go on the Pyro class to make it happen. So great job. Sandblast actually up on Monkey class right now, Sniper. But Seeds has Uber advantage, so you can't help but think that now that they're moving in through lower, that the Sniper may be spotted out rather early and could be useless. But he's going to be moving back as he spots Tiger trying to fly in through the door, and he does body shot Tiger down. So there's going to be 1 down for the side of Ascent as they make their way into last with this push as they pop out the Uber through the door immediately. Classy going to be trying to get some capture time, but they have got Heavy and a Pyro now. They're spraying Seeds with flames, and they're just forcing all of these players into positions. Oh, Everex, nice airshot from him as well in the back lines, and it's going to be Classy moving forwards actually on towards Nasboy. They do find that, but Gazzy doesn't care, sprays down the flames and finds 2.
But Bobby has died again on a last push to a soldier bombing late. This is so sloppy from him. I mean, it was a nice Pyro play there, but if he did just lived on that last push, they would have second and they could go all the way to mid. And it's not like, I mean, they were winning the fight in any case because Tiger died so early, so they didn't really need to play risky at all. But yeah, Ascent have just noticed that weakness and they're capitalizing on it again and again with Captain and Pappy there.
Yeah, the coordinated bombs from them, they understand that they need to get that pick, and they've also got synergized loadouts, so you can't tell who's who, which is really annoying when you're playing against that, because you never can call damage quite properly sometimes. But Nasboy has set up a sticky trap on the right-hand side to defend Sandblast, who is sniping on that right-hand side now. Just going to be peeking on towards the Bats area, actually moves in towards lobby, but Tiger, he's having none of it. He's saying, get out of my lobby, it's mine. So he's not going to be able to do anything with that. But I wonder if he'll be able to find a pick. Seeds always plays super careful whenever there's a sniper on the field, and he has definitely been called as the bomb comes in from Pappy just to push him away while Seeds makes its way in towards lobby. And Captain actually finding the sentry gun is pretty huge since they have this Uber to play with, but it's now dwindling. Bobby gets his Uber charge now, and it is meaning that Captain's going to be bombing in on his lonesome, but does find Nasboy actually.
Yeah, so Nas just had basically 3 players just bought into him as hard as they possibly could, so he's going to be a little bit irritated by that perhaps, but we'll get the the double trade, so it's fine. And Ascent, I mean, I think they've just taken their foot off the gas here a little bit. They're just chilling. They recognised that they had a 10% advantage before this stalemate, but it's not really anything worth going off. And with 10 minutes left, I mean, this is more or less the time where they don't need to play the game extremely fast at the moment. They can take their time. They can chill. They can do a couple of double sacks, see what's up, and basically, just take the game at their own pace.
So I'm going to tell you about Hammer Ham theory right now, alright? This is exactly what you want to hear. So you sack in a player, like okay, never mind, he doesn't sack, he just kills someone. That's amazing. They found 3 picks all of a sudden, and now it's looking very, very dire. They forced Bobby's Uber out on this last point, and there's not much he can do. The Pyro's spraying flames, but they pop out this blue Uber in return. Classy did in fact die there. Gazzy's just air blasting Domo into the corner instead of defending the point here. Tiger is now going to be on this point. Gazzy's spraying flames everywhere, trying to defend it as much as he can. The bomb comes in for Eric's. He gets cleaned up immediately. Sandblaster will respawn. He gets killed as well, and that's going to be 2-0 to the side of Ascent.
So I've got one bit of analysis for you there, Lucky, and it's no engineer. So there was no sentry, and generally, I mean, you can hold without an engineer, but if you lose one player and one door, then you can get busted on very, very quickly, because attackers can just say, okay, there's no one holding this door properly, let me just get through, and they weren't holding very vigilantly, and they didn't have an NG, so they just got absolutely which is outplayed basically. So really nicely well done by Ascent there.
Yeah, they're going to be bombing 2 soldiers forward immediately on this mid, and both of them are going to get crunched. Both soldiers super weak on the side of 6 there, but they are getting annihilated now as they do drop 2 players there. Tiger is actually dead on the side of Ascent, and they did manage to find that front. But Sandblast way overextended, but does find Domo there in lower, even though he was getting beamed up. Sandblast eventually going down. It looks like they want to make some kind of recommit happen with Opti and Nasboy, but the point is already being taken over. They have that high ground, so they're just going to shove them out mid. And Pappy actually going in behind, trying to find Bobby. Does land the rockets, gets the force out, and that's amazing there. Siege is just going to be trying to escape as he doesn't have Uber. He's 98% and does link up with Tiger, so they're going to be able to now get that Uber. Classy getting weak. Does need to get healed up as they just pop it through the door, and they are just running at Nasboy now. If they can find this pick, it's huge, and they do find it eventually. Bobby is actually on bridge, drops down towards lower. He's all on his own, but Sandblast with 2 clean shots to deny Tiger from getting that frag.
Yes, indeed. And once again, I mean, a fairly scrappy mid. Ascent playing the position better as they have been basically every time. They just kind of sat top left there, soaking up the aggression from 6 and just making sure they keep the high ground when they come in. And Seeds is never dying to it, so it's absolutely fine for them to just soak up the bombs, get good damage, and then repush. But once again, we see 6 trying to play aggressive when they have no scouts alive and getting super punished for it because they were 3 before anyway, and they got forced and had a worse trade.
Mega beef. Gazzy was on the sheet metal above the door and missed all his shots on Seeds, and Seeds as a result is full HP, but however they do manage to get a favourable trade here. But nice surf from Seeds there, back through the doorway around the corner so the splash couldn't hit him, as Classy finds another pick as well. And it's Bobby and Opti versus Classy and Seeds, but they're just opting to not take this fight. They understand they're 2 rounds up, they don't need to make any rash decisions. Yeah,
this was a very strange fight. I mean, well, really, at the end there, it was 3v2. It was 2 soldiers, there's 1 scout and a med. And a med, I guess. But whatever kind of fed at the end, but it doesn't actually matter because they left anyway, even though Classy could have taken it in. But what's happening right now is a dry push, and Samlock does go down extremely early along with Gazzy, so no scouts alive at all. They try and get the force, but it's going to be absolutely terrible. Bobby won't be able to have anyone to run him out, so he could well get caught in the door. Yeah, someone's going to collapse on him. Going to surf all into the bridge. He almost gets out of there, but a nice roller from Domo just to catch him. And this is, I mean, I don't quite understand how Gazzy and Sandblast are dying so early here. They're trying to, I mean, if anyone should be dying first in this situation, it should be a soldier bombing into them to delay. But Scouts is trying to do way too much work for 6, and it's really not working out for them here.
I feel like they're just putting all their cards out on the table, like, with these scout plays, just rushing all the way forwards and just, just going for the all-in too soon, as we do see them try and make this last bit happen. But Domo not finding any damage actually onto Nasboy. Does get arrowed up, tries to jump away, but actually ends up dying to Nasboy's stickies as he did layer them up. And that is a thwarted push there for the side of Ascent, unfortunately. But they have got this Uber advantage still to play with, so I'm sure that they're going to be trying to take second for free and then roll it in towards last if they can, as they are going to be able to cap at this point, but they need to be building this Uber pretty much immediately if they want to have anything for last.
Yes, indeed, as we do see Captain heading through choke, but the combo's going to be heading so... Sandblast dying again, I didn't understand what this is. The scouts are playing like roamers here and dying... I cannot explain to you, like, if anyone's going to die, there should be a high-bombing soldier and then, you know, his team supports. But anyway, it's 70% here for 6, but they're not going to have Uber in time if Ascent are brave about this. He's going to get a lot of damage on them in the door, but he may well go down. Domo's extremely weak, and in fact he will get Domo, but... Bobby almost has Uber here, and Ascent weren't quite willing to take this in with the ads. It's going to be even Ubers here. There could still be it's a scrappy fight now, Lucky.
Yeah, they don't want to use the supercharge. Seeds has basically abandoned it now. He's saying, we are not doing the super. They need to leave immediately because they are losing players absolutely everywhere. Unfortunately, if they had actually used this Uber out, it may have gone well. But Seeds here needs to survive, and Seeds is just on his own. Unfortunately, getting sprayed down with flames. He gets trapped in a corner and has to use the Uber eventually, which is a massive disaster. Bobby has Uber still, and they're trying to find the frag on towards Gazzy. Captain going in for the bomb towards Bobby. Nice little surfer. Nice air shot there from the flare gun of Gazzy to take him down.
Pyro is my favourite character. Oh my goodness, that was... And Gazzy didn't even die at the end, even though he's like 1 HP, because Captain had to bomb him. He got the perfect reflector, juggled him into the air, gets the air scorch flare gun, whatever it is. So yeah, basically Gazzy, I mean, that was kind of a failed push by Ascent, but Gazzy just absolutely made it from a failed push to an absolute catastrophe of a push, Lucky.
Words, they're hard to do. Bobby's in now in the skybox and has been flying around all over the place, and he actually ended up in lower after he popped out that Uber. I lost track of where he went. So that Uber has now been used, and Seed's now going to be popping his own Uber onto Domo. But Domo going to be jumping forwards, but Gazzy is there to just reflect his projectiles still. Tiger actually going down to Sandblast, who is still in. He's going to need an arrow in lower, and it's super weak, but it looks like he's not getting any help from his team, and he does get cleaned up by Classy again. So the scout going down it's a real pain for this side.
It is indeed, and I mean, once again, it's kind of like Sandblast in particular, but no, Sandblast and Gazzy really are not being utilised in the way they should be. Like, they're both essentially playing like roamers half the time, trying to go for weird little plays on their own. They're often unsupported, and they're not, or they're just giving their lives away without heals, running into players that are looking at them. So it's really, I know, it's strange to see this. They should let their soldiers do that kind of play if they want to do that at all.
Yeah, looks like they are going to be moving in towards lower now, and they have actually got Sandblast on the beam, so they've got that chariot available to them. That's probably getting super weak, and Sandblast as well. Captain nearly hitting their air shots. They pop out the supers, they don't drop any players. But Captain just going to be retreating into lower. Nice little strafe there to avoid the bridge, so he makes it out there. But the Uber comes in from the blue side, and it's an absolute disaster now. Every single 6 player is split up, alone, and weak. Everett's now trying to find some kind of frag, but not finding anything at all. Nasboy needs to just run or commit, and Sandblast is also still super in as well, and Classy knows about it, and he's heading in... Oh, or he doesn't know about it. Okay, they know about it now, as Sandblast is on grass. Nice little air sticky there from Domo to fish out with a pipe as well to Sandblast.
Yeah, so 6 getting a little bit too cocky off that. What was amounted to actually only a 20% or something Uber advantage. They got forced in the door. They thought they could go forward and get frags, but Bobby was way too far forward as Seeds already had Uber, and they will be retaking mid here. Now it's 3 minutes left, like it's looking very, very tough for 6. They need to make something happen right away, and I would like to see them make something happen, but not with their scouts going for weird rat plays, but actually with their soldiers going for forces like soldiers are supposed to, but we'll see. And I think, I mean, Ascent could well just wait on mid here, and that's exactly what they can opt to do, even though they have full ads. So it's going to be a very tough push for 6 as Everex has already gone down.
Yeah, he did actually try and get on top of Seeds there, but Seeds with a nice little surf manages to get back towards Kitchen, and he manages to get his Uber charge now. So Seeds getting up to full HP with that small health pack that he got from Kitchen, and it looks like they are going to be getting a little bit aggressive here towards Saw. Whether they decide to turn around or not is another question, as Bobby now has his Uber charge, but they find Opti on grass, and there is a respawner from Everex coming out. They do force Bobby off immediately. Pappy and Captain with a coordinated bomb there. Captain does die for it, and Nasboy going in for a deep bomb, lands loads of stickies under Seed's feet, so he just pops out that Uber very wisely. And it is going to be Sandblast actually going in finding Domo, but it's not the frag that they really need right now. Everex is actually on the high ground in a super good position, but Bobby's getting bombed once again. Gazzy on the grass area finds Classy as well, but Pappy is also going to be collapsing on top of them as much as he can. On towards Gazzy, they're trying to focus one player at a time. Gazzy's now been left for dead by the rest of his team. Everex is just going to be waddling forwards into healed players, and he's getting super weak on this point, cleaned up by Tiger as he shoots the wall and dies. Opti's going to be all alone on this battlement area, forced into a corner and absolutely murdered. And Nasboy now moving into the fray, finds the frag on towards Tiger, but Captain's going in again on his respawner. Sandblast is running in towards second as well. They're trying desperately to make something happen, but in the process they're feeding their lives away. But they are making their way back in for some reason. Bobby's in with heals, Sandblast as well. They're trying to kill Seeds. Seeds is super weak. Gazzy is trying to find the frag, but Seeds is moving all the way back. Everex is spamming rockets from main, trying to find that frag onto Seeds, but he cannot do it as Seeds gets his health pack there, as we do see a bombing from Pappy in towards Nasboy, as Bobby gets super low, does pop out that uber charge immediately. Pappy eventually going down. Seeds is 90% on his uber charge. Everex making the bomb towards Seeds, but Seeds has the beautiful movement of an absolute angel and manages to surf back towards the point, and they do all survive this, as Sandblast is running all the way back in with Gazzy, and it's gonna be a wipe.
That was very impressive, Lucky. I'll let you catch your breath for a second, as yeah, this is the game over now after that very intense fight. I mean, there's a lot of things to analyze there, but going back, I mean, at one point this fight was a 3v3 with Soldier Scout Med on both sides, and I don't really know why. I guess Everex was weak, maybe, but Everex as a soldier on 6 just kind of backed up to his med and let Gazzy just fight the 3 of them alone and then die. And then Everex stayed in and died, and then Opti came in afterwards and then also died to the 3 of them. So they kind of, what could have been an absolutely fine fight for them was completely lost, and they got forced very easily once again. Go forward to try and make something out of it, but Seeds has already got Uber. They go back in and they kind of crush them all. So wow, the map's over 2-0. Not
3-0.
3-0 in fact, yeah, there you go. So they got them in the end. So very much more confident from Ascent than I was expecting, actually.
That is basically all we've got now for you, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget also to check out our merch, check out our Discord, and go around to our Patreon if you feel like you want to be generous and donate us a couple $. So yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for this cast, and we'll catch you in a short while.